Welcome to Broncos HQ. I'm your host and team reporter, Elisa Hernandez, next to the Hall of Famer Steve Atwater. Following a big win on Monday Night Football, it's wheels up to the East Coast. The Broncos get one of their toughest tests of the season as they face the defending Super Bowl champions, the Philadelphia Eagles, on the road. The last time these two teams met in Philadelphia was in 2017. Coming off a big win versus the Bengals, how does that serve as a confidence boost going into this Week 5 matchup?
Man, I think it serves as a huge confidence boost when your offense puts up over 500 yards of total offense. They control the clock, almost 40 minutes of possession. J.K. Dobbins running the ball, Bo Nix in a groove. I think it gives everyone a lot of confidence in what we're doing.
You mentioned the time of possession, and the Broncos definitely extended those drives. A couple guys after the game jokingly said, man, I'm tired. We were out there on the field for a long time. And Quinn Miners mentioned, he's like, but that's what we want. We want to sustain these long drives. Now, it's a short week for this team as they get ready to go to Philadelphia. What is the mindset for that when you're coming off of a Monday Night Football game, having a short week, and then having to travel for this game?
Well, I would say you can't focus on the physical part of it because obviously it's going to be less recovery time, less practice time. You got to focus on the mental part of it, having that mentality that we can go in here and we can beat these guys in their backyard and own that, own it. And, you don't have to necessarily mention it out loud, but have that feeling that we're going to go in here, we're going to go in their backyard and beat them up.
Well, this run game is going to be a huge part of kind of deciding what happens in this game, in my opinion, because a lot of things come into play. The weather, travel time, and sometimes you're going to have those games where you need to run the ball. And when you look at Denver's run game, they averaged 143.3 rush yards per game with 5.1 yards per carry this season, both fifth in the NFL. You talked about Dobbins. What do you see him doing against that Philadelphia defense?
Yeah, that Philadelphia defense is really tough. But J.K. Dobbins, man, he's been really impressive. I said that since I first saw him play.
Yeah, you've called it.
Regular season game. And, he has what it takes. He has the speed and the quickness to get through the holes. He has the toughness. He has all of that. And Saquon Barkley is also probably one of the most dynamic running backs in the NFL. So it's going to be a great game to watch. And I think both teams are going to be focused in on trying to stop the run because I think the team that's able to stop the run most effectively will have a good chance of winning this ball game.
You talked about Barkley. He's averaged 59.3 rushing yards per game and 3.1 yards per carry. But he has fewer than 90 rushing yards in all 4 games played this season. The 2 lowest totals of his rushing this season has come in the last 2 games. So you're kind of hoping that this defensive front can continue to slow him down.
Yeah, they did a great job Monday night against Cincinnati Bengals, holding them, 53 rushing yards. And hopefully they can come out and have that same type of performance against one of the best backs in the NFL. And again, they got to have that confidence that, hey, we can go in here, we can do this to anybody. It doesn't matter if you are one of the most dynamic backs, coming off of successful Super Bowl, and we still can stop you because we are just as good as you are.
Well, the Broncos defense looks to continue to remain dominant. In Week 4, they didn't allow a touchdown and still lead the NFL in sacks. I caught up with outside linebacker Jonathon Cooper to talk about how the team is preparing for the challenge of facing the defending champs. Week 5 brings one of the biggest tests of the season, especially being on a short week. How have you prepared for the Eagles?
Not missing the build-up, not missing the moment, and just getting my mind right, getting my body right. Understanding the challenge that we have in front of us, and then just taking it day by day and getting ready for Sunday.
This team leads the NFL in sacks. How do you guys sustain that pressure against Jalen Hurts and are able to contain Saquon Barkley?
Yeah, just getting to do what we do best. They have a good offensive line. Everybody knows that, and it's going to be key for us to get after him. It's going to be key to us to put pressure on Jalen and make sure we contain him in the pocket. We know how deadly he is when he gets outside the pocket, how he's able to run. And we just got to contain him and put pressure on him, make him feel uncomfortable. And then when it comes to Saquon, obviously, one of the top running backs in the league. He has been that for a long time. So we just can't get him going. You can't let him get started, let him get in the feel of the game, get his momentum going. You got to make sure we shut that down from the start to the finish.
Your teammates have praised you and Nick Bonito for the speed you guys have coming off the line. What makes this duo so special?
I mean, that's my brother, man. Like, for real. We've been with each other since we both really came into the league. And, yeah, I mean, that's just my guy. And he is by far one of the best football players I've ever seen. His instincts are off the charts. His get-off is off the charts. The way he plays, the way he cares, his intelligence, I feel like, is taken for granted. And, yeah, he's just a dog, man. He's a dog through and through. And everybody's seeing it, you know. So, yeah, man, I'm really excited to see how his career keeps progressing and he keeps being, you know, the best in this league.
What about you? You picked up where you left off and seem to be very dynamic, especially when getting after the quarterback.
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm getting better day to day. And, yeah, just going to keep pushing myself. We're going to keep pushing each other, keep striving to be better than what we were. We know in this league you're either getting better or getting worse. So I feel like we haven't seen the best out of each other. I haven't seen the best out of myself yet, and I'm going to keep striving to get there.
4 weeks in the books. How do you see the identity of this team so far?
I feel like it's been great. We have a close team. It's a brotherhood, and I feel like we hold ourselves accountable. You know, we have to be able to take these big games or these certain games and really come together on it and learn how to finish together. You know, it's got to be special teams, offense, defense. We all got to come together and play our game. So when we do that and we playing for each other, we're really tough to beat.
What kind of statement would it make to get a win against the defending Super Bowl champions?
I feel like the statement would be that we are, you know, a force to be reckoned with for sure. Take it more seriously across this league. You know, a little bit of respect this way, you know, which I feel like everybody kind of is getting to, and it's time. You know, it's time for us to take that step. It's time for us to take that, to get to that level and us to be considered, you know, top in this league.
Heading into this week, DJ Jones described this matchup as another opportunity for this team to showcase what they've got. When you look at this matchup, what are your keys to the game that can lead to a victory?
My first thing is a clean football game. We still, I think, had 7 penalties this game. I want to clean it up. We got to get down 5 or below, and I think we'll be in the right area there. Also, this game is all about stopping the run on both sides of the ball. If we can stop Saquon Barkley from getting over 100 yards, I think we'll greatly increase our chance of winning this ball game. And then finally, just complementary football. You know, that offense, making sure that they have some sustained drives to keep the defense off the field. And then when the defense is on the field, them creating turnovers and getting 3 and outs and getting the ball back for the offense.
The Eagles are one of 2 remaining teams in the NFL that are undefeated. But when you look at this Broncos offense and the way that Bo Nix has been spreading the ball around, you have 8 players with at least 5 receptions, which is tied for most in the NFL. And you have 5 Denver players with more than 5 receptions and a receiving touchdown. So the way that they've been spreading the ball around, that adds to the complementary football you're talking about.
Oh, 100%. And that's the thing that when you look at the stats and you see how Bo Nix is spreading the ball around, you know he's not honed in on just one person. When, you know, a lot of teams, they have, you know, 2 or 3 guys that they're really focused on. I really like how Bo Nix is able to spread it around.
Well, there you have it, Broncos country. Well, now it's time for our Hall of Famer to pick his dark horse of the game, the player he feels will have an impact in Week 5. Last week, you went with Courtland Sutton, who was just shy of 100 yards, but notched a clutch touchdown to extend the lead over the Bengals. So, who is it this week?
I'm going with Troy Franklin. Troy Franklin, he had, 4 receptions, 55 yards. I think that defense is going to be so focused on Courtland Sutton and stopping the run that Troy Franklin, he's going to get connected with his old buddy Bo Nix, and he's going to have a big game. So, Troy Franklin, let's go.
I know that Broncos country is excited for this matchup, and a fun fact is that the Eagles' last 4 wins have come off of 1 possession games. So it's going to be really interesting to see what the Broncos can do. Well, that will do it for this edition of Broncos HQ. I'm your host and team reporter, Elisa Hernandez, next to Hall of Famer Steve Atwater. A reminder, the Broncos hit the road to Philly. Kickoff versus the Eagles is at 11 a.m. Mountain Time at Lincoln Financial Field. Make sure you wake up and tune in, and we will see you next time.